guys, it's Adria. So today I am going to be answering some unanswered questions about my colonoscopy. So as you may or may not know, I had a colonoscopy about a year ago now. If you haven't seen that video, pretty much documented the entire thing. I did not document what they did to me, I just kind of filmed the whole day and everything. So I will link that in an annotation right here, as well as down below if your annotations are not turned on. Okay, I don't know if you want to pause this video, go watch that, come back here. Yeah, I'll let you go do that now. If you've already seen it, let's go. So something I am asked quite frequently is, what is a colonoscopy? Okay, it's basically where they examine your colon. You know, if you're having like digestive problems going to the bathroom, stomach pain, pain going to the bathroom, just anything involving your intestines, your stomach, pooping, basically. So any kind of problems in that area, that's what colonoscopies are for. So a lot of people wonder what it is. It's basically where they stick a snake up your butt, rectum, just to examine the insides, just make sure there's nothing in there, because a lot of times with stomach pain and pain with going number 2 for long periods of time, it can be, if it's not serious, it's serious to you because it's painful and it's uncomfortable and it's annoying and you can't eat stuff that you like and blah, 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 blah. Something else I am asked quite frequently is, why did I have a colonoscopy? That's a great question. Let's take it back a little bit. So I don't want this to be gross, because I don't want to gross you guys out, because you guys are like my friends. I'm not gonna say anything that I wouldn't say to like a friend that I was talking to this about. Okay, so basically for a while I was just having like digestive problems where like I wouldn't go to the bathroom for a few days. After I would eat, my stomach would hurt. And a lot of people's reactions to that would be, oh, just change your diet, oh, eat better, oh, exercise, everything. That's the thing. I was a healthy person. Like, I ate good things. I ate like salads every day pretty much. I worked out. I drank tons of water. That wasn't the issue. And I was like, what the heck is happening? And I thought that I had what is known as hemorrhoids. Okay? If you are grossed out by anything related to that, I guess you don't need to watch, but let's just say hemorrhoids are like, think of what a prairie dog does, okay? Let's just, okay. I thought I had that. So I went to a gastroenterologist. I think that's how you say it. I'll put it in text right here. Basically, a doctor for your stomach and your booty. So I went there and she told me I didn't have hemorrhoids, but she thought that I should have a colonoscopy because of just having digestive problems. You know, something else could be wrong just like farther up, so probably be best to just get a colonoscopy done. Another thing a lot of people ask me about is, was it painful? No, it wasn't painful at all. Like, they just put me under anesthesia and did their thing. And they did tell me that they cut something out, what was known as a polyp. I think it's just like a little blob of tissue. I don't know, they just cut that out. I'm trying not to be graphic. I'm trying not to make this video gross. I'm trying to not make it TMI, like, wow, you're disgusting. People ask me about this a lot. People are like, why'd you have a colonoscopy? Are you okay? Blah, 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 blah. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm fine now. I mean, I still, like, have problems here and there. When I went back for my follow-up after my colonoscopy, like, she asked me if I felt better, and I was like, yeah, I do, but, you know, it's still, like, She told me that my insides are irritated. They're irritable. IBS. So having an irritated colon and insides is not a good thing. So as you can imagine, if I eat Taco Bell, it would be what you would normally experience, but like on fire. Something I should say, if you're watching this because you are going to have a colonoscopy, or you know somebody that's gonna have one, or anything like that, I can tell you, honestly, the worst part of the entire thing was the preparation. It was even worse than the digestive problems I was experiencing. The preparation for this procedure was the worst thing ever. If you don't really know what the preparation is like, basically you like can't eat an entire day before the procedure is done. So I was having mine done, it was like 10 a.m. on a Friday, I think. So Wednesday night was the last time I could eat. All day Thursday, I could not eat a single thing. They were like, you can have apple juice, you can have water, you can have water ice, but you can't eat solid food. That's all well and good. I can go a day without eating solid food. You know, I just drank tons of water, I ate some water ice. But what was there in the house other than Oreos? That was painful. That was very, very painful. You know what I did? I was crying because I was so hungry. Like my stomach was rumbling. I was starving. It was probably around dinner time, so it was the whole day. Hadn't eaten anything solid, just like some water ice and some water and some apple juice. And I was like, I'm starving. And I sucked on an Oreo. I put it in my mouth. I went, sucked on it real good. Was crying my eyes out that I wanted to eat it, and Brandon made me spit it in the trash. That was probably one of the most painful things I've ever had to do in my life. Have you ever had to spit out an Oreo? Try it. It's not easy, and it's depressing. So then I had the taste of Oreo in my mouth, and I was starving. So that was great. Another thing is that for the preparation for this, they prescribed me this gallon of, I don't even know what this stuff was called, but it was in this huge gallon, like what you would buy a gallon of. It looked like something gasoline would come in. It was like a square gallon bottle. It was huge, and it was just powder, and you had to fill it with water, and you had to drink the entire thing. I was like, drink a gallon? Like, I feel like drinking a gallon of water in a day is hard. This stuff, if I had to describe the taste, I described it as, it tasted like fish, not cooked filet mignon, honey, no. Salmon or trout, or no, honey, this tasted like a fish right out of a pond, okay? Still swimming around and stuff, like, bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, it tastes like a fish. And snot. We all know what snot tastes like, don't lie, you know what it tastes like. So it tasted like fish and snot. And it did not help that I had like a sore throat that day, like kind of like a nasal congestion thing going on, like my nose was stuffy. So then I had this stuff that tasted like snot. I've never gagged trying to drink something or eat something. For the most part, I can really eat just about anything without gagging, you know, like I'm open to trying anything, but this stuff made me gag. I'm talking full on. I had to drink it over a trash can in case I threw up. It was awful. I didn't even drink the full gallon, which I was supposed to do, but I didn't. Brandon was like coming down hard on me for not drinking it. He's like, you have to drink it. Like your colon has to be all clean so that they can go in there and they can look and everything. And I was like, no, I can't. Like, I was like, taste it. And I made Brandon taste it. And he was like, yeah, don't drink that anymore. Then I had to drink magnesium citrate, which if you look that up, that's like a liquid laxative, which that stuff was actually pretty good. If you're ever having trouble going to the bathroom, I would recommend drinking some of that because it actually tasted like cherry soda. So that was actually pretty good. So then I had to take like, I think it was like 2 Docalax, something like that. I had to take 2 of those. So as you can well imagine, I lived in the bathroom that day. But yeah, that was awful. That was actually awful. You know, but once the prep was all over, like the next morning, everything was a piece of cake, you know, when I just had to go under anesthesia and let them do their thing, and then it's like, oh, hey, I can eat again. The day of my colonoscopy was fine, but it was the preparation the day before where I wanted to kill myself. It was crazy. And I even asked, like, because I talked to my stepdad about it, because he had a colonoscopy before. Yeah, because these are problems that old people deal with. I'm too young for this. So my stepdad informed me that the preparation was the worst part, and that's true. Like, guys, I know you're young, so if your parents ever had a colonoscopy, ask them what the worst part was. I can guarantee you they will say the preparation was the worst part, because it is. It's horrible. Yeah. And so I carry laxatives in my purse, and people have expressed their concern about that on my What's in My Purse videos, like, oh, why do you carry so many laxatives with you, you know? Simply because I have really been struggling with digestion for like the past, I think it's been like 2 years or so, where my digestion is just like, it's especially if I'm under a lot of stress, like if I'm like really stressed out, but at times where everything's kind of going groovy, obviously I'm fine. I think it's linked a lot to my anxiety, where like if I'm super anxious about something, then my stomach is just gonna... I guess that answers the majority of the questions that I had about my colonoscopy, because I really don't feel like I ever even said anything to you guys. Just one day this video popped up of me getting a colonoscopy. It's like, what? What? Don't be concerned any longer. I am fine. It happens. We all go through stuff that's like, hey, this sucks. Hey, this is kind of gross, but you know what? It's life. If you ever are faced with having to have a colonoscopy, first of all, don't be embarrassed of it. That was one thing. I put it off for so long going to a gastroenterologist. I just put it off because simply I was embarrassed. I was like, okay, this is embarrassing. Like, this is kind of embarrassing. But the thing is, you know, doctors are... you know, like, they're used to that. That's their job. Like, they don't look at it as, like, wow, look at this girl. This is weird. My advice is don't ever procrastinate getting something looked at if you feel like you have a problem. Don't ever procrastinate it, especially if you're just embarrassed. Like, really? Really? But I understand, because I was embarrassed. Sorry if this grossed any of you out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that was my colonoscopy experience. Answering some of your questions. If I didn't answer everybody's question, if you have any questions about it or anything like that, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I will see you guys again in my next video, so be sure to subscribe. And trust me, my next video will not be talking about colons. Spoiler alert. But I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys.